I'll give thanks unto the Lord, for he is good, for his mercy endures forever. Let the redeemed of the Lord say so. This is Pastor Free, and I'm going to give something like a free run. I'm leaving the hospital. Just spent some time with one of our members that we affectionately call Mama Nell. It's always a blessed time to just kind of sit with someone who has lived through some things. She was kind of testifying about how after a bout with cancer, she is cancer free. But while we were having discussions, she said something that kind of messed me up. As a pastor, a lot of times we get extremely concerned with numbers, church attendance, giving, all of those different types of things. And sometimes you can be kind of discouraged when the congregation doesn't exactly do what you would like for them to do. And she kind of messed me up because she came to worship on Easter Sunday. And she was in worship on Easter, and it was a blessing just to see her, not being able to come to worship often, but for her to show up on Easter Sunday. And while we were having this discussion, she talked about how she was blessed to be in worship, blessed to be in church. And when she went back to the facility where she is rehabbing, she said she couldn't wait to tell her friends and nurses that she had gone to church and that she was going to go back. She did. She knew she couldn't come every Sunday because of her physical condition, but she needs to be amongst the saints to keep her spirits lifted, to worship God, and to give him glory for what he's doing in her life. And that penetrated my spirit because I thought about the fact that there are so many people who are able to come to worship and look for every excuse not to. So to be able to sit and listen to this woman of God who life circumstances are robbing her of an opportunity of regular and frequent worship, and for her to speak so candidly about her desire to be in God's house, it can be such an indictment to those of us who are healthy, able-bodied, who choose to stay home to wash the car or hang out with the family or whatever, when we could find ourselves in God's house of worship. It literally was an opportunity for reflection for me to think about the Word of God declares that we should not forsake the assembling of ourselves together. And as a preacher, I've been preaching that it's not about going to church, it's about your relationship with Christ. And this is true. But also, our relationship with Christ should cause us to want to go to church. And so this week, our free rant is a challenge to the people of ALC. We've got some members who are once a month members. We've got some members who are twice a month members because we are a young church fellowship. But I just want to encourage you. I've spent a moment in the presence of a woman of God who desires to be in God's house, who desires the privilege of frequent worship. And there are so many of us who have the opportunity. We've got gas tanks full. We've got too many suits of clothes to wear in a year. We've got every ample opportunity to come and to worship our God, who is so good to us, who has opened so many doors, who has made so many ways, and we make excuses. And so I want to say, don't let it be said of us that we could come and chose not to, when there are so many people who, if they could, they'd trade places with us in a minute. As people of faith, we should be running to the house of God whenever we have an opportunity, if for nothing else, to say thank you. This is Pastor Free, something like a free rant. Be blessed.